For this practice, you will need a foam roller. The kind I like to use is one of those short trigger point rollers, but any foam roller will do, whether it's short or long or soft or hard. And so I'm coming into a forward fold here, bending my knees deeply. I like to use the foam roller to prop up my forehead, but if your foam roller is not the right size, it just so happens that that's a great size for me. You can also just allow your head to dangle, grabbing both elbows, maybe swinging from side to side, opening up the back of the hamstrings, focusing in on your breath, using your hands to come into that sort of halfway lift, coming into a downward dog, into a tabletop. From here, I'm sliding that foam roller back towards my knees, so we're going to work the quads. So this is sort of like a modified sun salutation with the foam roller. So I'm in an upward dog position, and as I'm flexing and extending my toes, I'm simultaneously foam rolling my quads. So you will feel what this does for your legs, for your hips, and also your chest. So if you're spreading your collarbones, really pushing your fingers into the floor. And then I'm coming all the way up almost to my rib cage. So I'm foam rolling the front of my body as I'm extending it. And then from here, we're going to come into a low lunge. However you need to, it doesn't have to look pretty. So I'm keeping my left quad on the foam roller as I bring my right leg, my right knee close to my shoulder. And I'm just breathing into that tension in my quad. I like to have my toes extended. You could also curl your toes in this position. And we're just going to be here for a few minutes, breathing deeply into that tension. And shimmying back and forth on the foam roller to kind of just massage that quad. Going deeper into the hip, you can also bend the knee. So we're playing with flexion and extension while also having compression from the foam roller. So just use this as an experiment. It's not sort of a pose kind of a thing. We are in a low lunge to open up the pelvis, but I also want us to focus on the opposing side and muscle groups. So just bringing awareness into movement and stillness here. And if you want to come down onto your forearms and take this a little bit deeper, feel free. But we still want to hold these poses and find length in the fascia. And keep breathing into that quad, just letting the tension melt. And gently coming out of this pose, pushing your hands into the ground to help your body come up and out into a nice downward facing dog. So this doesn't have to look pretty, just stepping the heels back, finding some length in the legs, in the quads. And then I like to roll the front of my calves, kind of like where you would get shin splints, to keep lengthening those extensors. So if you have knee issues, this is a great sequence to follow. And just experimenting with the sensation and the weight and the leverage on the front of those shins. Maybe resting where there's tension and gently moving to that other side. So I'm placing the foam roller on my right quad as I come into a low lunge on that alternate side. So my left leg is forward near my left shoulder. And I'm a little bit looser on this side, so I can come right down to my forearms. You can also experiment kind of opening your knees so that you're on the knife edge of your foot as you move along the foam roller on that quad. And once you find a place of tension, finding that rest and stillness with the breath. Sometimes having a little bit of compression while we're breathing and being still, it can be really relaxing for the body and provide an extra level of safety and also release. And then as you feel spots release, you can always shift and reorient where that foam roller is. So I like to curl my toes and keep working that quad as I shift my weight forward and backwards. So we're not only opening up one side of the hip, we are targeting both front sides of the hip. And to come out, using your hands, pushing down into the floor, gently curling your toes to come out of that low lunge. And then coming into our next pose, we're just gonna come to a tabletop position on our knees and tuck that foam roller into our knee creases. So I'm in a squat and I'm sitting on the foam roller, which actually is a lot more intense than it looks. So we will be kind of squishing the calf muscles here. So I'm targeting that plantaris and also other muscles in the calf. And trying to find stillness here as you breathe. Maybe playing with some back arches with your breath. Gently arching and rounding the spine. Letting this be experimental and soothing at the same time. And coming into our next pose, we're going to target the hamstrings. So sitting on the mat, bringing the foam roller to your hamstrings, warming them up by just shifting your weight forwards and backwards. And then crossing your right ankle over your left knee. I like to do a shearing motion so I can get a little bit deeper into the hamstring muscles. So this might be a little bit uncomfortable. If you're not feeling anything, you can play with where your foot is and where you position your weight on the foam roller. And making sure to do both sides. And then also warming up the spine. So how most people know to use their foam roller, coming from the neck all the way down to the pelvis. And then I'm gonna land with the foam roller right underneath my shoulder blades. So it should feel like a nice comfortable position, kind of like our supported butterfly pose. And I'm just gonna let the front of my ribs expand. You can have your legs extended or the soles of your feet together like a butterfly. And just breathing deeply into that front body. And gently coming out on a nice deep inhale, bringing your arms up overhead, staying on that foam roller, and then just gently shifting over to your left side, taking a moment to be in that fetal position, returning to your natural breath, and moving on with your day in peace.